The Last Ride of the Iron Horse, how Lou Gehrig fought ALS to play one final season. This is an excerpt of The Last Ride of the Iron Horse, how Lou Gehrig fought ALS to play one final championship season by Dan Joseph. See Sunbury. Lou arrived at the Yanks spring training headquarters within an hour of stepping off the train in St. Petersburg and jumped. Then on March 26, a cloud drifted over first base. The soreness in Loud. This didn't affect his consecutive games streak, which included regular season contests only. It was still unusual. One writer suggested Lou was suffering from a case of Hollywood hands, a reference to the movie he shot over the winter. Jonathan Ide. Dr. Richard Bedlack, a neurologist and ALS researcher based at Duke University, says there's no way to know for sure, but he agrees ALS caused Gehrig's hand problems. It's highly plausible. The blisters and bruises were still bugging Lou when he returned to action on March 29. James Caan of the A day later, the Yankees broke camp to begin their annual tour across the South, playing minor league teams. Each day, Lou later said he first sensed problems with his body during this period, specifically a lack of power in his swing. It was quite mild. Not until the Yankees reached Knoxville on April 12 did Lou finally break loose, busting a home run and a triple as the Yankees walloped the Tennessee Smokies, 1-9-4. The homer was to be. Caan chimed in a day later after Lou slammed a double and triple in Spartanburg, South Carolina. The consistency, but Lou wasn't feeling quite as sanguine. He still thought sure, movies are swell, but this is baseball season, he said. I got to do some. Bradley interrupted to point out Gehrig was hitting .345 for the preseason. I didn't know my average was that good for the exhibitions, Lou said. I still got to find. Lou couldn't have been encouraged when his hot streak ended in Brooklyn. For the first time, related slideshow, the 2019 MLB season provided by M&A.
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park, pot.